Hi Crystal, obviously you've had a chance to talk to Irene now. The next step for us is to look at a medical examination. Now the purpose of the medical is one is for your health and safety, to look at things like making sure there's no sexually transmitted diseases or pregnancies, things like that. And the second part is we can often get some forensics from it as well. So that's the second part of it. You'd be happy to do that? Okay, that's fantastic. What we'll do is we'll head into there now. We'll just contact the doctor, let her know that we're coming, and we'll go from there.
So ideally, our service would become involved very early on in the process. In terms of preserving forensic evidence, timeliness is quite important, so the sooner the better. And certainly in terms of things like emergency contraception and antibiotics for infection, the sooner the better as well. But clearly sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes it can take days for clients to come forward either to the police or the support agency, so there's a delay there, and sometimes people aren't sure at all about what they want to do, and that can take time as well to make that decision. I'm Cathy, I'm one of the doctors that works here at this service. If you're okay to go and wait with Irene for a few minutes, we've got a room just this side of the corridor over here, and that will give Anthony and I a few moments to just take a few details, then I'll come down and get you and we'll explain the rest of the process. The most important thing when we see anybody who's been sexually assaulted is their health and well-being, and that takes priority over the forensic examination every time. It's really about taking care of them, checking for any injuries or any physical problems that may be going on, trying to prevent pregnancy, sexually transmitted infection, and organising any ongoing psychological support that they or their family may need. Thank you for giving me that time with Anthony. It's just enabled me to get a few details from him. He's now gone off for the evening, but he'll be back later on to pick up the kit of the samples and also to take the two of you home again at the end. Okay, shall we go through to the other room? I need to ask you some questions at the beginning and then we'll do the examination itself. And then when we've finished, we can do the showering, get you something to eat or drink, and then I'll bring you back down here. And I would imagine we might be about an hour, a little bit longer. What's involved depends very much what the patient wants to happen. Some people will want a full forensic examination as well as a health and safety check, and some people will just want the health and safety check and won't want any samples taken at all. And that's completely fine. I feel it's really important that we listen to what the patient needs above everything else. If they do want a full forensic examination, we usually take samples from the hair, from the surface of their skin, from the genital area, and we might take blood and urine samples as well. So we've finished all the questions, Crystal. Well done. I know that bit's never particularly easy. What we need to do now is start the examination bit. That's the taking the samples and checking you over for any injuries and things. And that happens in the room just over there. And in that room, I'll be wearing a gown, which looks a little bit strange, and some gloves and things. And that's just to prevent my DNA getting into the samples. But I'll also get you to wear a gown as well, if that's okay. It's just the easiest way to examine you. We do need to collect your clothing for the police. They've asked us for that, if that's okay. So we will take your clothing and put it in bags and give it to the police at the end of the evening. Have you got any questions about what's going to happen from now? No. Okay, shall we go through to the other room? Okay. A forensic examination will always take a bit longer than a non-forensic examination, just because of the number of samples we have to take. And the examination is always guided by what the patient tells us happened to them. So, for example, we might need to do some samples from a patient's neck if they report having been kissed there, and we may have to do genital samples if someone's reporting that there was full sexual assault. So certainly what we do within the examination depends on what the patient is telling us at the time. So the next thing we're going to move on to is the genital examination, which is having a look at the genital area, both outside and inside if we can, and taking some swabs, which are very similar to the swabs that we've taken from your neck and other parts of your body. Do you feel okay about having the genital examination? Yep. Yep. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll get you to pop your legs up into here. I know it feels a little bit weird and uncomfortable, but it gives me the best view of that area and it enables me to take the samples really quickly. And that whole process should only take 2 or 3 minutes. And then the last thing we'll get you to do is to take one of these pots and go and do a urine sample for me. And then we're pretty much finished. The sooner we see someone after they've reported a sexual assault, the more likely we are to get forensic evidence, which is usually foreign DNA from an alleged assailant. So the longer we leave that, the more likely it is that someone will have been to the bathroom, washed their hands, had a shower, changed their clothes, and all of these activities can result in loss of the forensic evidence. So ideally we would like to see people within a small number of hours. Unfortunately that's not always possible, but that's certainly the ideal. So we finished the examination, Crystal, and we got all the samples that we needed, which is wonderful. So well done, you've done a great job this evening. The last thing we need to do before you can jump in the shower and have something to eat or drink is just to give you these medicines. This one is the emergency contraceptive or the morning after pill, which is to prevent pregnancy. And this one is an antibiotic to prevent the most common types of sexually transmitted infection. So if you want to hold on to those, and I'll take you through to the shower and show you where you can get changed.